Hello everyone, Catweazle here, welcome to the channel. And welcome back to episode 3 of Waste Nights, Saviours of the Waste. And now we're at the start of turn 2. And we move into the preparation phase. Alright, here we are at the preparation phase. Okay. Well, there's a few things that I've already done, like I've moved the first player marker, for example, and there are a few, like, sort of bookkeeping sort of things that you have to do. Now, it's called the waster step, and basically the waster player has to do a bit of tidying up at the end of the round. So we've moved the round marker onto 2, so we are now in round 2. Another thing we've got to do is we've got to do the task cards. So there's one here and one here, the 2 private ones that we've picked up. Just put a D6 on them. So orange one on what was the orange private task and a green one on what was the green private task, and they're at 1. So we've only got 2 more turns to deal with these. I've also put a purple one on the common task. That hasn't been picked up by anybody yet, but we are waiting for of mutants and men to be finished before we can get in and do that. We should be okay. We don't need a couple of turns to do a. We don't need a couple of turns to do a common task. So even if it goes on to 3, hopefully we'll be able to get in there and finish it before time runs out. Right, who's first player? Well, it's going to be Mama Manifold this turn. And what I've had to do is I've had to actually equip the military bow. She may as well use it while she's got it. So she's got 3 luck cards and she can pick another one. You've got a hand limit of 5. So she's just going to take another one. You can do that at the start. Oh, in fact, before we get to these, I'll just put these down a second. We've got to check each hex that everybody's on. We've got to check it for a radiation marker and for a contamination marker, you know, the biohazard marker. Now, the only person who's on a hex with any of those is poor old Zuma Jiemba. And he's got both. He's got a radiation marker and a contamination marker. So that would make him lose 1 health and he would get 1 radiation. But what he's going to do is he's actually going to spend this immediately. So he's going to discard his mill feed. So he goes back up to 4 health and no radiation. So we'll get rid of that. So he does lose, though, a green gear card. So we've done that. Nobody else is on anything like that. Then we've got to remove long-term effects. Those are things like from anything to do with Wasteland cards and stuff like that. Contamination tokens that we've put on the board, threat tokens we've put on the board, all that sort of stuff, but we didn't put any in. Also, if we'd put one of these special tokens on the board, like a nuke token, we'd flick it over, or if it was on this side, we'd take it off the board. But there's none of them on the board as it stands at the moment. So next after that is mission effects. So there's none of those, because all we're doing is try to do as many tasks as we can. We want to do 12 tasks, 6 private, 6 common, so there's no special mission effects. Update the stalls. Now, we may discard up to 2 freely chosen gear cards from the stalls to their proper gear discard piles, and then we refill the stalls. This is optional. And I think we are going to do that. So wait a second while I have a look at the stalls and I'll see what I'm going to put back. Okay, I'm back. We're only going to change one. We're going to change this mind's eye. As I say, it doesn't really apply to us because it's looking at the combat cards before. Instead of doing them simultaneously, the enemy will do it before. So to give you an idea of what to play yourself. But as we're playing solo, that doesn't really do anything for us. So it's a yellow. So we'll discard that. And we'll pick a new one. which is, ooh, a Kalashnikov. A weapon, obviously, medium range, multi-shot, and it does 1 damage. Two-handed, the most effective answer to any question. I suppose it is. Right, so we'll put that there. And that replaces Mind's Eye. What's next? Yeah, first player marker gets passed. Cool. And then we move on to the night step. And what we do here is we'd unmark anything on their player trays. For example, like if they'd used the ghillie suit, they would have had to put a mark on it. And prepper's kit, they might have had to. No, they don't have to do it on that. But if she'd done a repair check, Mama Manifold, she'd have put a mark down there. So all those sort of marks would have been taken off. But nobody had done any, so we're fine. Now we can freely re-equip. So that's what we've done. Military bow for Mama Manifold, and also I've had Slicer Takeda. He has actually equipped his sawn-off shotgun, because I think it's slightly better than the Spitter. So, because it's short range again, but you do get 2 extra damage. So he's going to put that over his Spitter. Both the military bow and the eraser have sort of put them halfway in between. I saw Johannes, the Lonesome Gamer, did this in his playthrough. It just reminds you that it's two-handed. So we've done that for the eraser for Triple Jinx and for the military bow for Mama Manifold. Anybody else going to change anything? No, not yet. Everyone's pretty happy with where... I suppose Zuma Jimbo, he'll put his extra bullets into his pocket, just in case. Everybody else, Mama Manifold can't put anything in her pocket because she spent everything to get the military bow, and the other two have got medi shots in their pockets, so that's fine. After that, we draw the luck cards. So we get the luck cards. The first person to draw will be Mama Manifold, and she gets to draw 1. She doesn't have a lucky charm, so she's got That's My HUD. Before moving, during this move step, your waster does not draw any Wasteland cards and cannot play any on you. Brilliant. So that'll help us decide where we're going. So she's not going to get a Wasteland card this turn. So let's have a zooming off somewhere. That'll be pretty good. Right, Triple Jinx is next. She doesn't have a lucky charm, so she's just going to draw 1. She's got Deadly Quick. Before combat, set the range of the first clash. Place the range marker on any range card. Cool. Well, she's got 4 now. And next we have Zuma Jiemba. He can only pull 1. He's got a piece of cake. Actually, am I supposed to be pulling 2 here? I think I am. Hang on. Nope, you just draw 1. I was getting it mixed up with the task card, wasn't I? Where you draw 2 and you pick 1. So it is 1. He's got piece of cake, which is good, before any skill check. So surely that'll be really useful when he gets to Red Tomb. So that's excellent. And next, last player, Slicer Takeda. Now he's got a lucky charm, so he does pull 2. Use before drawing luck cards to draw 1 additional card, then mark lucky charm. So he's going to use that. So he gets 2 cards. His first one is Deep Pockets. After setting the starting range, you can freely re-equip your gear cards. That'll be useful for him because of his sawn-off. I think he only gets like a single 2 shots with his sawn-off, and then he's got to mark it. So this will allow him to put it into his backpack, and then he would be able to use the Spitter. So that should be quite useful. So that's the first one that he's got. There we go. And the next one, through his lucky charm, is Sweet Spot. Before the attack check, you ignore all your opponent's armour. Very good. Right, so put these back. So everyone's on full luck cards apart from poor old Jiemba. Right, so we have done that. And next up is the Wasteland phase. And here we are, ready for the Wasteland phase. And first up, it's the movement step. But just before then, here's the other D6. So that means Mission Improbable has got one marker on it, one time marker. Okay, so what are we going to do with Mama Manifold, who's first up? Well, she's not going to go that far. She needs to get some gear, really. And the best place to get gear is right next door at Cerbero Tower. We could get, during the explore step, we could get 2 green or 1 yellow card. Now, it's a bit dodgy, because as soon as we go on to here, any mech enemies will get +2 dice. So we don't want that. So whenever we get the Wasteland cards, of which we'll just get the 1, because we're only moving 1 hex, we will just have to hope that it isn't a robot or anything. If she can get past that, then that's cool, because she'll be able to pick up those either 2 green cards or 1 yellow card during the explore phase. We'll keep the That's My HUD card, because perhaps she is the one to sort of storm up to Red Tomb as soon as Jiemba has finished his private task. So that is all she's going to do. She's going to move here. Soon as she moves there, we pick a Wasteland card, but only the 1. We do not want some sort of horrible robot. We have got some sort of horrible robot because it's a mech, because it's a bloody tank. Ugh. Right, oh, it's a repair test though to get by it. We're certainly not going to fight it, I don't think. Look at this, it gets 3 dice. It's medium range, it's short range, it's got 2 armour piercing, 2 damage, it's got 2 armour, and it's got 7 health. Dreadnought. After combat, if this enemy has 4 health or less, you can take 1 gear card from any gear card discard pile. Cool. Right. So we're going to avoid it. She's got a good repair. I think we can pass a repair check. Let's just check. I think that's a special ability. Once per round you can automatically pass a repair check. Woohoo! Then mark this ability. Right. We shall use one of her markers on that ability. But it means she automatically passes this test. It obviously had to be played because she's going to stop here. So that's cool. Let's discard it. And she has done really well there. Her special ability means she should be able to pick up a good either 2 green gear cards or 1 yellow one. We'll probably get the yellow one, I would imagine. Righto, so that's her go. Next up, it will be Triple Jinx. In fact, I forgot to zoom in. I'll zoom in on Triple Jinx. And here's Triple Jinx. Well, she's going to make use of the fact we've got a good deal on the mini bomber at New Sydney. So she's going to plan her route. So she's going to go here. That'll cost her 2 movement points. Another movement point to go through Gangraen. No movement points to go through there, although she will get an extra Wasteland card. Then she's going to pass Mama Manifold here, which is, again, no movement points, and it's 1 movement point there. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. So all that will cost her is 1 fuel. Oh, I've got to take 1 fuel off Mama Manifold as well, obviously. No, in fact, Mama Manifold, she only went 1 hex. So she's going to do that walking, you know, where you sort of like, you're in your vehicle, but you're taking it easy. So that's how she got to the next hex. So she didn't lose any fuel whatsoever. But, unfortunately, That's not going to be the case for triple Jinx, but it's only going to cost her 1 fuel. So right, let's start movement. She moves here. Pick that up. And that is a Wasteland card. So we get the Wasteland card. We're not going to... Let's have a look at it. Are we going to play it straight away? Hell Raiders. So they get 4 dice. They're medium and short range. 1 damage. They've got 1 armour and 3 toughness. They're a gang by the look of it. During this combat you must spend 1 fuel in order to play the change range combat card. It's a talk test to get by them, but if we defeat them we get a yellow card and we get an ammo. Right, but we're not going to play that straight away because she's going to go here. Pick that up. We're going to go here and then we get another one. So let's get rid of those tokens. Let's see what the second one is. A dark hitch-hiker. Oh, this looks very nasty. So it's a beast. What on earth is that? Let's just check what that second symbol is there. Oh, it's a cult enemy. And it's a mutie. Blimey. It's got like a full house. This. Oh, it looks really nasty as well. So that's, it's ferocious. Oof. 5 dice. What is this? So it's melee. And it's armour piercing. 1 damage. And 5 health. This enemy ignores all attacks except melee attacks, so you can't even shoot it. Talk 9 and you will get 2 reputation if you kill it. Well, it's a bit of a no-brainer, this one. So we may as well, I think we'll play the Dark Hitchhiker, we'll play it here. We may as well play it here. Hell Raiders, not going to bother with them. We've got this horrendous Hitchhiker. Righty-ho. Right, I'll just set that up, won't be a second. And here we are with the Dice Tower. This one's quite easy. We're not going to fight it. The main reason we're not going to fight it anyway is we don't have a melee weapon. So without a melee weapon, it ignores all the attacks anyway. So we're going to have to talk our way out of it. So let's find out what her talk skill is. Her talk skill is 2. Does she have anything that'll help us? No. Deep pockets, deadly quick, not this time old chap, and sweet spot. 3 of those are to do with combat. We're not doing combat. And the other one's to do with stopping a luck card, and a luck card hasn't been played. Right, so we've got 2. We need a 9 or better. Come on. Oh no, failed. Failed. And so the Dark Hitchhiker has got a couple of attacks in, but we have managed to get away. But because of reputation, it's an extra wound, so that's 2 wounds, which is a bit of a downer. But what we're going to do, we're going to do what we should have done with Jiemba last turn. As she manages to get away from this guy, she does use her medi shot. It was in a pocket, so she will get those 2 wounds back, thankfully. But she's had to use a medi shot. Okie dokie. Right, so get rid of this guy. Did us some damage, but we've managed to get away. So we'll carry on. So she goes here, through Cerbero Tower, and finally she ends up in New Sydney. Right, so that was 1 fuel. So she's now down to 2 fuel. So she's had to use her medi shot, but she's managed to get to New Sydney, so that's cool. Right, so that is it for Triple Jinx. Next up, Jiemba. And here we are with Zuma. What is Zuma going to do? Well, first of all, he's going to move out of Carcassville. So he's going to go here for 1. Another movement point to move there. 3rd movement point and then 4 5 movement points, which is bad. That's going to cost him 2 fuel because he's got an off-roader that allows him to move 3, but he does have the road map, which knocks him up to 4, but he moves over to 5. That means 2 fuel. That'll leave him on 1 fuel, but he's not far from the old refinery, so the next turn we'll try and get him to old refinery and he'll be able to fuel up there, hopefully. Right, so that's his planned route. So he moves here, and that means, yep, we draw a waster card. Ooh, Lords of the Waste. Oh, these are not too bad actually. So they're a gang, but they're also muties. Who'd have guessed? So 3 dice, medium range, armor piercing, but they've got 5 health. After combat, if you lose your vehicle, if you lose your vehicle is wrecked, return its card to the vehicle pool. That's a bit grim. Medicine 7, but you do get +1 yellow card if you defeat them. So that's the first one. We're not going to play that yet, so we'll pick that up because he's got to go through another hex that's got a threat symbol on it. So move here, and here's the one with the additional threat symbol. So we get yet another Wasteland card, which is Oasis. Stop immediately. You heal 3 radiation or 3 health. If you want to go past, it's a survival 5. It's also a general encounter. Now obviously this is going to be a bit of a no-brainer. We're going to put him in against the Lords of the Waste, but Pencil Paulie mentioned in comments, you know, why on some of these cards are they even in there? Because it becomes obvious that the Lords of the Waste is going to be played, for example. But I think it's a bit of it's a bit back-facing for the player who's actually the Waster. So the Waster doesn't always get really dead nasty cards to play all the time. He gets the odd card that's a bit meh. So I think it's an idea behind it is the Waster doesn't always get these like amazing cards to play. So sometimes, you know, they're going to be stuck having to play quite an easy card. Not in this case because they have an option. But another way to use the Oasis card, of course, is to make sure that somebody stops. So you might want somebody to stop from getting to a certain hex, and you're just dangling a carrot with this one to say, you know what, you've got a bit of radiation damage, you're a bit hurt, perhaps you'd like to stay at the Oasis for a while. So that's the other idea behind them, I think. But we're not going to play it because we're mean, we're hard, but we're fair. So we're going to have Lords of the Waste, and we've got a decision to make. Do we take them on? Right-o, I'll just set everything up. Yes, here we are. He's decided to fight it out. It's Zuma Jiemba. He's not backing down. Okay, it's actually taking place in this hex up here, but let's bring it down here where everything's easier to see. So we've got the Lords of the Waste here, and we've got Zuma Jiemba here. Now we're at medium range. They've both got medium range weapons. So, because Zuma Jiemba's got his assault rifle. So, what are they going to do? Well, Lords of the Waste, they're going to attack, I think. It's pretty much to say that they are going to attack. So here we go. Put that there. And that means they move the dominance track up 1 because there isn't a ferocious marker. Now, Zuma Jiemba plays this at the same time, but he's going to attack as well. So he's not backing off, so that moves back. So we're still back at 0 because they're both deciding to attack. They may change slightly depending on how this first attack round goes. You know, they might start defending and stuff then, but let's see how this first round of the clash actually goes. Right, I'll just get me combat notes, won't be a second. Okay, so first of all, we've picked what weapons we're going to use. They're going to be using their medium range weapons, and what that means at medium range is obviously they both have the same initiative, so this is an equal initiative clash. The Waste Knight will go first. It's just recommended. It's easier, but any sort of damage is applied. It's not like last time where the Stinker wasn't allowed to attack because it got killed first. This is happening absolutely simultaneously. Right, so we've got Zoomer. So what's he going to do? Well, he's going to spend, obviously, one of his ammunition. He's going to use his assault rifle. And he's got 4 guns. So that is 4 dice for him to roll. He's not using multi-shot, he's just using attack. And what happened was we needed a 7 and we got an 8. So we got no criticals. So he has hit for 1. Let's just check. That's right. Does he get any other? No, he just hits for 1. There is no armour on the Lords of the Waste guy, so he loses 1. Righto. So it's a Lords of the Waste attack. They get 3 dice. I've got some other D10s that they can use. Needs a 7 plus. Oh, there's an 8. And he's got an 8 as well, so they've hit once. So let's take that off Zoomer. He goes down to 3 health. Righto. So that is the end of that combat round. That clash. So they both took 1 health off each other, and the dominance marker remains at 0. Right, I'm going to have a look at the attack cards again, the combat cards again, and see what we're going to go for. Okay, so here's what Jiemba's decided to do. He's decided to do a multi-attack for his second clash. So, move the dominance 2, 1, 2, and the Lords of the Waste have decided to attack again. They can't multi-attack, they haven't got the ability to do so. They're not going to prepare or defend or anything. So they don't want to lose on dominance, so they're just going to move it up a little. They get to move it back 1. So the dominance is slightly on Jiemba's side at the moment. So that is what we're going to do. Exactly the same, equal initiative. So let's roll some dice. So what does the multi-attack get? Get Zoomer. So it's only on the weapons with the bullet symbol, but we've got 3 bullets on the assault rifle. Make an attack check. This attack check gains dice equal to each bullet sign. So we get 3 extra dice. And we're using something else rather than a melee weapon, so we've got to spend 2. We have to spend 2 ammo. So that's going to put him down onto 1 ammo. But he has got enough for a final attack if he needs it in the last clash. So he gets 3 dice, plus the 4 he's got, that's 7 dice. So we could do with a few 10s. Blimey, only 1 fell out. Look at that load of rubbish. Already got 1 hit. 1 hit. Right. If he's going to win this, it's going to have to be on dominance, I think. So, there we go. That was a right load of rubbish. So, we only got the 1 hit. Oh yeah, even though the Lords of the Waste only got 1 hit, and Zoomer Jiemba has got armour, they do have armour piercing, so that's why that worked. So I think that got through. In fact, I'll just check that. Yeah, that's right, didn't soak it up, so he did get 1. How do you get from -1 to -3? Let's get a -2 one. Right, so he's on -2. So he's attacking, he gets 3 dice like last time. It's happening at the same time. It's a 4 and a 3, they've missed. Blimey, these won't go in. I'm going to have to sort something out. Oh, bloody 8 on the last one. So again, Jiemba loses a health, which is bad because he's down onto 2 health now, and that means he's got a minus die during the combat. Right, so that is the end of the second clash. So they both lost 2. Both lost 2 health. So let's get on with the final clash. The third and final clash is coming up. Okay, here we are. Again, equal initiative. Nobody's moved. They've both got medium range weapons and they're duking it out. So Jiemba is going to attack. So that puts that up to 2. And the Lords of the Waste are also going to attack. So it moves back 1. But nobody gets killed by the end of this clash. Jiemba will have won on dominance. So that's pretty cool. But he's only got 2 health left, so we shall have to see. Right, oh, next up, it will be him to go, because he goes first, though all damage will be counted equally, because it's equal initiative. So he just gets 4 dice. Brilliant. Well, we did get 1. We did get a critical. So that counts as a success, which is 1, and it also counts as 1 because it's a critical, so that's 2. That's 2 successes. Oh, you know what I forgot? Tell you what I bloody forgot. Come on, where's 4? Oh, there's none of these with a 4 on. Right, put that on and a -3 on then. Right. I should have used hard as a rock. I'm going to use it now because he's on 2, but I should have used it last go actually. Then perhaps he wouldn't be on -1 die. Oh, he was on -1 die, wasn't he? Ah, oh, damn it! I'm going to have to re-roll. Hang on. Get that. He's still on -2. He only gets 3 dice. He doesn't get 4. Sorry about that. But he's at half health, so he only gets 3 shots off. Let's go again. Got 3. Killed him. Thank God for that. Well, there you go. Get it wrong and have to do a re-roll, and you actually win. So there we go. He got 3. In fact, he got 4 actually, because one of those was another 10. So he has put 5 onto it. So that's really cool. But these guys do get to go. They did attack at exactly the same time. And what he's going to do, just before they attack, he's going to play hard as a rock, which is going to give him 2 extra armour. So I discard that. Hey, glad I spotted that error. Allowed me to do a re-roll. Right, so okie coke. Right, they get 3 dice. But he now has 3 armour, not 1. And they missed. They missed anyway. So Jiemba has won the combat. Well done, lad. So let's have a look at the reward. The reward is a yellow gear card. Let's discard those. Put that back. Get rid of that. The yellow gear deck. Here we are. So you got Bible of the Waste. Used before making any check except an attack check. This check gains +1 die. Then mark this card. Limit 1 per night. Cool. Right, so he's going to put that in his backpack. That's cool. Right. Spin these round again. Right, oh, let's get back up to the hex he was in. Here we are, back with Jiemba. So, let's get rid of that. And he arrives in Red Tomb. And that is the end of his movement step. Next up, Slicer Takeda. And here we are with Slicer. So where is he going to go? Well, he's going to do exactly the same. He wants to pick up this private task. So he's going to move here. And then he's going to move into Queen's Valley, which is there. So that's 3 movement. So that will cost him a fuel. I've got to mark off the fuel for Zuma Jiemba as well. He's down to 1 fuel. So he is going to have to find some fuel somewhere, is Jiemba. And his health isn't so clever either. He's having it really rough, is Zuma. But back to Slicer. So that's what Slicer's going to do. So first thing he does is move here, and that will generate a waster card. So, and we may as well play it now because he's going into a city next move. Rough terrain. Ignore this card when moving on foot. Well, he isn't. Stop immediately. You lose 1 fuel and your car suffers 1 damage. Unless we do the repair 5 check. So we've got to try and do that repair 5 check. Nasty, nasty. What's his repair? His repair's 1. He has got Focus Man, which is a re-roll. So, right, so come on. 5 or better, it's an easy. A 6. Brilliant. So he's managed to avoid the rough terrain. That's great. So we got away with that one. Discard that. And he moves here into Queen's Valley. That's fabulous. That uses up a fuel. He's down to 2. Well done, Slicer. Right, so that's the end of the movement step. A little bit quicker this time. Not that much quicker, because of course we had to have a combat in the middle of it. But it was a bit quicker than the last one, I think. So, yes, so that's the end of the movement step. So next up is the exploration step. And here we are with Mama Manifold. So let's have a look at Cerbero Tower, which is here. Hex 11. Attack checks of mechs, enemies on this hex and on all adjacent hexes gain 2 dice. Ooh. Right, so but we've got no exploration thing. We've got no exploration check. We've got to go past. So let's have a look at the special hex. Yeah, this is the one we're going to use. We're not going to do anything regarding implants. So we can get +1 yellow or +2 green. Should I get a yellow or 2 green? Let's get 2 green, because she hasn't got anything, so apart from that weapon she picked up. So she's going to pick up 2 green. So surgical instruments. Your medicine checks gain 1 die. Okay, and the other thing she's got is a canister. Discard any time to gain 2 fuel. That's okay. Righto. Zuma could do with that. But let's put them over here. Just put the surgical implements in a pocket and the canister will go into her backpack. Excellent. Right, so that is it for Cerbero Tower. Don't think there's anything else to do. So next up is Triple Jinx. We may as well stay here because she is at New Sydney. New Sydney, just like last time, what we're going to do is we're actually going to use the trading spot, and she's going to buy the mini bomber. She's going to attach that to her eraser. So she's a bit of a beast. I think Zuma Jiemba is going to regret taking the mickey out of Triple Jinx. She, in return, is going to give this Morphix, which is a yellow. So we'll discard that. And we get to pick a new red. A new red at New Sydney, which is Celorax, which is a drug. Discard before combat. During the first clash, your opponent cannot play any combat cards. Woo! That's quite good as well. Right, put that there. And that is the end of Triple Jinx's exploration step. Next up, oh yes, it's the boys. So it's that was Triple Jinx, it's now Zuma Jiemba. And here's Zuma Jiemba at Red Tomb. So let's have a read of Red Tomb. Hex 7. Now we do need to do an exploration check, which is repair 7. And his repair's not brilliant, but he's going to use his piece of cake luck card. So we're going to pass that, and we are going to discard it. We're not going to use this special one because we're doing a cooperative game. He is just going to pick up a green card for a special hex action. So let's discard piece of cake. There we go, got rid of that. And so we've passed the exploration check, which means we have accomplished our task. So we get a Gene Resetter gear card plus 2 reputation. So let's find the orange. Well, the orange marker goes on top of the yellow marker, which goes on top of the timing marker. This has been done. We'll pop this down at the bottom of the board, and we shall move this up to 1 if I can find the number 1. So that is our second task that is done. That's great. Let's get rid of that. Put that over here. We get to pull 2 of these. So we have a small favour. Since I returned home, I just can't stop thinking about Randy Alice. I bet you can't. Find her a nice present out there and deliver it for me with this letter so she remembers about me. A reward will be waiting. Explore any hex except a city hex. Take this card. Explore Alice Offsprings. You accomplish this task. That's quite easy. The next one is my grandpa was a scientist. My grandfather wasted his best years in a lab breathing in the company's poisons. He taught me everything I know. I will fix something nice for you if you visit Cerbero and get his stuff. Explore Cerbero Biolabs. Do a medicine 9 to take this card. That's difficult. Explore Pumps 2 to accomplish this task, and you'll get a Cyberarm gear card plus 2 reputation. We'll use this one because that medicine 9 is tough. This one's a bit easy. Medicine 9. Who's got good medicine? Nobody really. The best medicine's Mama Manifold on 3. I think she's got a card that helps her out now. That might give a 4, but yeah, we'll use this one. The other one's a doddle. So this is the one that's going to go in. That's the new orange private task. So the number 1 goes on Cerbero Biolabs. Let's discard small favour. Should get rid of that one. And Cerbero Biolabs. Here they are on the right at the bottom of the board. So that's where number 1 goes. And then we've got to go to the pumps. So that's where we'll put the number 2. Right, cool. Okie dokie. Right, that's that sorted out. Put those back. Well done. Jiemba. Oh, he's got to get his green card, hasn't he? So he gets his green card for his special hex. And it's another Dundee hat. He's already got one. I doubt he can wear 2. Limit is 1 per night. I think that means limit is use. You know, yeah, you can still trade it, I think, if he gets a spare one. So he'll put that in his backpack and he'll have to trade that away somewhere. Okay, right, so that's Jiemba, who has gone. Next up, it's Slicer Takeda. And here's Slicer Takeda, and he's at Queen's Valley. So let's have a look at Queen's Valley. Here it is. Knights cannot trade weapons here. Spend 2 green cards though to get things like ammo or like healing. Oh, it's got a special. Draw 2 luck cards. Right, we'll do that. He's got fuller, so he'll only be able to keep 1, or he'll be able to get rid of another one. So what's he got? All night on the road. Okay. And that's my HUD before moving. This is the one where you can ignore Wasteland cards. We'll keep this one. I'm not too bothered about all night on the road. We'll discard that. And this will be his 5th card. So that's going to be his 5th luck card, which is the most that he can have. Righto. So that's that sorted. So he's explored. So let's have a look at his private task. Money, money, money. Explore Queen's Valley. You accomplish this task. So he gets 2 reputation and he gets 2 yellow gear cards. Woohoo! Right, so that goes under here. Move this onto a 2. So we've done 2 private tasks. It's 2 yellow gear cards. A combat battery. Oh yes, you add this to a weapon, don't you? And you gain armour piercing against mechs. So we'll put that with his sawn-off shotgun. And the other thing he gets is these Tasmanian Hellraisers. Woo! Discard before combat. During this combat, your attacks gain 2 damage. You must smear them over your bullets or something. Right, so those are the 2 things he's got. Tasmanian Hellraiser's going in his backpack, and the combat battery is getting attached to his sawn-off. Coolness. Righty-ho. So we've got to draw a new private task. So we get 2. First one is Fool's Errand. You can find any spare part at Rusty's. Sandpacer boys need new axles and pay well. Not to mention Rusty. He will make a real beauty for you if you help him close this deal. Explore Rusty's garden at 12. So talk 7 to take this card. This is ideal for Slicer. Explore Sandpacer, you accomplish this task. So, and there's a possibility of a laser sight. So that's pretty good. Righto. And the next one is League Carnage. I know Gangraen is far, far away, but I still managed to fix matches there. Place your bet on grinders, and I guarantee that you won't regret it. Explore Warrata Industries, Hex 10, and discard any gear card there. Take this card, that must be you placing a bet. Explore Gangraen, you accomplish this task, which is +2 reputation, +2 green cards. Which would be better? Which make it more difficult? Ugh. The laser sight gear card's probably pretty good, but I don't know. Waratah, where the hell's that? Where's Hex 10? Oh, that's just north of Gangraen. So they're right next to each other, so that'd be a doddle. But it does have, Warriter Industries does have 2 skulls on it. So you would have to pick up 2 Wasteland cards to get there. Rusty's Garden, that's well out of the way, and that's got 2 skulls as well. So this is pretty good, pretty bad as well. And then Sandpiercer has got another skull. So I think Fool's Errand is the one. League Carnage seems just a little bit easy. So we'll discard that one. And Fool's Errand will be the one that we take. Let's get rid of that 2 off there. We've done this. So number 1 goes on to Rusty's Garden, which will be down here. And number 2 goes to Sandpiercer, which is here. Right, oh, so that is the end of the explore step. Okay, let's zoom out. Okay, here we are, quite a good turn. So we got 2 of those private tasks done. We only need another 4 doing. And it means that Zoomer and Slicer have done at least 1. So that's cool. Righto, so Zoomer's, like, he's not very lucky, is he? He's low on fuel, he's low on ammo, and he is low on health. So we're going to have to figure something out for him. But at least he has done that task. Slicer's doing very well, as is Triple Jinx. They're doing excellently, as is Mama Manifold. So it's only Zoomer who's a bit of a cause for concern at the moment. Those new private tasks, the orange one, my grandpa was a scientist, they just have to go to, where's 1 and 2? There's the second place you have to go. Oh yeah, you have to go down here to the biolabs and then up here to the pumps. So, bit of a trek for somebody. And the other one is Fool's Errand. You've got to go all the way down here to Rusty's place and then across here to the Sandpiercers, which is over here. As you can see, there is a lot of peril involved in that particular one. So that is going to be quite a hard one to do. Okay, right. So next turn, any thoughts about next turn? I think we'll try and get these 2 to try and start tackling these. Everybody needs to do at least 1 private task. So she's pretty tooled up now, Triple Jinx. Perhaps she should be the one going to Rusty's and then to the Sandpiercer. And Mama Manifold can tackle this one at the labs and then the pumps. The other 2, well, they can look to get some gear and to get some and to get some healing in Zoomer's case. Perhaps Zoomer could actually set off. Yes, he could set off the actual bomb there at Red Tombs next time. So yeah, he could do that common task and then get the hell out. And then we've got to get him somewhere to get healed up. We'll probably send him to the pharmacies, actually, see if he can get in the pharmacies, because if he can get in there, he can get some healing, I think. Or perhaps maybe even send him to Alice Offsprings, see if he can do anything there. Desperately needs to heal or something, and he desperately needs fuel, and he desperately needs, like, ammo. So, mind you, he's got extra bullets, so he can get rid of those. In fact, he's going to do that now. He's got them in his pockets. So, his extra bullets in his pockets. So he's going to discard those. And that will at least get him 2 ammo back, so he's up to 3. Good, good. In fact, he could have done that while he was fighting and got and done multi-attack again. But as it was, because I rolled too many dice and had to re-roll, it meant he actually beat them. So that was pretty cool. Okay, right. So that is it. Next up is the rest step. So let's just have a quick look and see what we're going to do. And here we are at the rest step. Well, we've got none of our waste knights on the same hex, so there's going to be no trading between knights. As regards moving gear cards about, there's nobody who's going to move any gear cards around. Doesn't seem much point. And what else is there? Oh, well, could have a quick resupply, but again, nobody is actually itching to resupply anything apart from Jiemba, and he can't resupply anything. He's only got one luck card, and that is a reduce radiation luck card. So if he'd had a health one or he'd had a fuel one, he would certainly have spent it, but unfortunately he can't. Right, so that is it for the rest step, and that is it for the end of turn 2 and the end of episode 3. So thank you very much for watching. Thanks very much for all the subscriptions. Thanks very much for all the comments and the views. It's fantastic. Thank you very much. Also, those of you that bobbed across to Board Game Links to upvote the site, thank you again. That's been absolutely brilliant. Thank you. And yep, that is it. So I hope you join me next time for turn 3 and episode 4 of Waste Nights, Saviours of the Waste. Until then, this is me, Catweazle, signing off. Toodaloo.
Oh, what a day! What a lovely day!